Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are doing the Shrine of Secrets review for the 4th of November 2020. It's almost the end of the year. So, this is the series where we go over the Shrine of Secrets in Dead by Daylight. There are 2 killer perks, 2 survivor perks, and we go over what they do, what characters they come with, how they work, and everything like that. And at the end, I will give my thoughts on which ones you should use your shards towards to buy. This is usually for getting perks that are like kind of niche, or like, you know, for killers that are DLC, or just, you know, if you haven't got the blood points or anything, you can just quickly put some on and get the perk for all your characters. Sorry that I didn't do this yesterday. I was going to, but I've been so busy all the week, so that's why it's only just doing, well, why I'm only just doing it now, but it's calming down a little bit now, so hopefully it'll be all ready. I want to try and do a commentary at some point. I don't know on what yet. You can give me some suggestions if you want, but yeah, we're gonna just get straight into this. As you see, I've already brought a perk. I've been waiting for this perk a long time, but we're going to get into it right now. So first of all, we have Balanced Landing, which is a Neo Carlson perk. Also, by the way, if you heard my PS4 at the start, sorry about that. It makes a lot of noise, especially with this game for some reason. Balanced Landing is a Neo perk, and it's another exhaustion perk, which means it's usually pretty powerful, but there's a little cooldown for it. So this one has it so when you fall from a great height, I think this is either from a slow vault or a fast vault, if you're doing that. It reduces the stagger duration from falling by 75% and reduces the volume of grunts from falling by 100%. So when you fall down, you know, and you have ages where you have to kind of recover yourself, yeah, that gets reduced massively. And also the sound you make when you're like, that's a pretty horrible impression, but you know, that noise you make when you fall down. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's completely silenced. Sorry, my throat was playing up then. And you also start sprinting immediately 150% of your normal running speed for a maximum of 3 seconds, like all the exhaustion perks, live, sprint burst, all that. Causes the exhausted stats effect for 60 seconds, a tier 2 that is 50 seconds, and tier 3 that is 40 seconds. And as it can only be used while, oh no, it cannot be used while exhausted, and you don't recover from exhausted when you run. Yeah, this one's definitely pretty powerful as well, especially on the maps like Haddonfield, the big drop in Hawkins, off the building from the Dog Saloon, the main saloon. It's really good, and even when, I mean, obviously sprint burst is great, but also the stagger reduction is great, and also the reduced sound is also really helpful, helps to be a bit more stealthy. Especially if you're exhausted, so you can drop down and still have your sound silence, then you can just hide immediately and they won't know where you've gone. I haven't used this a whole lot. I have it, but I don't think I've ever really used it, but I know that it can be really powerful, and again, especially maps like Haddonfield is crazy powerful. But personally, I'm more of a sprint burst dead hard guy. Actually, more of a sprint burst guy, so I can't say too much about it, but it's another exhaustion perk, and again, the things like stagger reduction and the noise are really helpful side effects, but again, the sprint burst from when you drop can make a lot of distance, especially combine it maybe with some scratch mark perks if you're lucky, but yeah, I don't know. It's cool. Next we have Corrupt Intervention. This is a Plague perk, and I love how Plague is a okay killer, not great, but all of the perks are like, you know, amazing, except for Dark. Well, Dark Devotion is still a really good perk, but like the other two are amazing. This is the one I bought. I've been waiting for this for a long time because I've never used it, and I really am looking forward to using it in the future. This is Corrupt Intervention. Like I said, it's Plague perk. At the start of a match, it will block the 3 furthest generators from you for 80 seconds at the start of the trial. Now tier 2 that is 100 seconds, and at tier 2 that's 100 seconds, and at tier 3 that's 120 seconds. Did I say that right? Yeah. This is great because at tier 3 that's a full 2 minutes of the match where the furthest gens get blocked, and obviously survivors spawn furthest from you, which means they can't, or so like if they all four, oh my god, I'm explaining this horribly. If all 4 of them spawn together at the start of the match, they can't all just get on a gen and get it done within 30 seconds. It will force them to come to you. Also means you can find them a bit easier because again they'll be trying to spread out a bit and try to find more gens. But if not, then you'll see them hanging around that side and you can just go after them. It basically just kind of helps to especially I would say for killers like Trapper and Hag, really benefit from this because they're setup killers. They need time to set their traps, and usually, obviously, people use that time they're using to set up to bum sweat gens, basically. So this will prevent that. It will waste a bit of their time. They'll have to go out into the map, and obviously by then, hopefully, you'll have some stuff set up. And you can start using your power a bit sooner without any, without having 3 gens be on like 90% in the first minute. You know what I mean? So this is really good. Survivors cannot repair generators for the duration, and affected generators are highlighted by a white aura, so you will see which gens are blocked. Again, I would say, obviously, like, this effect is great, but tier 3 especially, because again, that's a full 2 minutes of the match, right from the start, where they can't touch those gens at all. So it's really beneficial. It literally, you can use this on any killer and it will be perfect, especially killers who struggle with map pressure and trying to keep on top of gens and things. You know, Plague, maybe Ghostface, and just, but again, literally just on a lot of killers. I would literally say every killer can benefit from Corrupt. You'll see us get run a lot anyway, but I imagine more especially now because it's on the shrine for 2,000 shards. Yeah, it's crazy. We're going to skip Enduring because I tweeted this out because this literally was on last week. I don't know if this is an error or something, but obviously, I'm recording this Thursday, so it's been out for, over a day. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about it because I've already talked about it last week, so go and watch that one. And finally we have Red Herring, which is a Zarina perk, and this is 2,700 shards. Keep that in mind, because this is the first time that it's been in the shrine, even though I swear I've seen it before, but whatever. This is a Zarina perk, the girl who goes with Deathslinger. Basically, after you repair a generator for at least 3 seconds, it will be highlighted to you with a yellow aura, and the gen will stay highlighted until it is either fully repaired, or you repair a new generator. So you go to a different one and start working on that, or you enter a locker. Entering any locker will trigger a loud noise indicator for the killer at the highlighted generator's locations. Basically, you'll work on a gen for a little bit, and then it'll get highlighted, and then the next time you go into a locker, next time you go into a locker, it will do like the loud noise notification, so when someone's fast bolting, or like the idle crow thing when it makes that really loud explosion thing. It's basically, it will do that on the yellow gen, and hopefully that can bait the killer to come to that gen. It basically wastes time looking at it, especially if it's a new gen, because you only need to be repairing it for 3 seconds. So they could come to it and they'll think it's like, really like has loads of progress on it, but it has like none. So it's basically just a waste of time. This perk can only be triggered once every 60 seconds. At tier 2 that is 50 seconds, and at tier 3 that is 40 seconds. Sorry if my voice has been really stuttery today. I don't know what's going on. I've just been really busy. A bit stressed. Sorry I keep repeating myself and stuttering and whatever, but yeah, so this is an interesting one. Guess it's good for like a meme build, but I think as part of like a meta build or just a general build, I don't know if this is like too good. I think this should probably get a buff at some point, or like a rework. But it's definitely fun. I think I have been baited by this perk before. The only thing I would say is that if the killer's in a chase, or like in the process of hooking, this won't really do anything. And sometimes even if they are free and they're not doing anything, using this loud noise notification, sometimes it won't always bring them over, because they'll be prioritizing other things, or eventually killers can catch on that you have this if it keeps happening, so eventually they'll just stop coming to your gens. So keep that in mind. You have to be a bit smart using this, but you can use this with like head on, quick and quiet especially. Yeah, it's good when it works, but again, I'm not sure for like a perk slot. I'm not sure if I would take this up, but it's definitely interesting. It's definitely like a fun one to use. So now we're going to go over which perks I think you should buy. And for Survivor, I'd probably say Balanced Landing. I think Red Herring probably needs a rework or a buff or something, but it's still good. But I think if I was using this, I wouldn't really have much opportunity to use it. And again, killers can kind of figure out, especially experienced killers, can kind of figure out if you're using this or not. But it's good when it works. But Balanced Landing, I would say, is more efficient. Jump from high places, reduces the stagger almost entirely. There's no sound at all, and you obviously get that sprint burst for 3 seconds. Really good losing the killer, especially on maps like Cannon Fields. You can basically make them want to die. It's a pain in the ass to play against, but also another thing I didn't mention, obviously if it's a map like Larry's for example, this probably won't get much use. Yeah, I know there's the main center room, but other than that, there's not really anything you can do. So sometimes if you're playing on a certain map, this perk won't see any use at all, so keep that in mind. I probably should have mentioned that earlier. And then for killer, I will have to say Corrupt, just because it's so good on every killer. Enduring is amazing on every killer as well. But I would say Corrupt is better because I feel like gens a lot of killers' problems. Just gens getting done, especially at the early game when you've barely done anything. You know, you fought. It feels like that you've been in the match for like 30 seconds and there's a gen already done, and then you're like, great, might as well just quit now. This is really good. 3 furthest gens for 2 full minutes if you've got it leveled up. It will force people to you. Kind of guarantees that no gens will get done at least for a little while. For killers like Trapper and Hag and killers who need to have time to set things up and everything, it's very good to buy them time without having to worry about losing progress. Enduring is good. It's really good on killers who have to eat pallets a lot, but I would say Corrupt probably will get more use. Again, especially now because it's in the Shrine, I imagine everyone would be picking this up. Also, I don't know why Enduring is on the Shrine 2 weeks in a row. That's never happened before, and I don't know why that's happening now. But guys, I hope you enjoyed. I will try and do a commentary at some point. Again, I'd never make promises on this, but it's just hard to be motivated, and especially this week I've been very busy. And even like content to make and recording gameplay, background footage, you know. So I will keep you updated on my Twitter. So guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.